Using this, it just makes it look off. So it's an easy way to level up the look of your cake is to get some. Alright, so today I wanted to talk to you about cake boards. So we have regular cake boards. This is what you would use to ice and decorate your cake. Basically, this is like your throwaway board usually. You typically don't want to dress up your cake with this board. And you don't want to use it if you have like a 2-tier cake like this, right? This is a 6-inch cake on top of an 8-inch. It's a foam cake. And I wanted to show it to you so that way you know, because some people don't know what tiers are. And what I wanted to say was that 2 or more cakes, right, stacked and iced is a tier. So these are both basically 2-inch cakes. This is a 6-inch and a 6-inch and an 8-inch. So you stack one tier on top of the other tier, and then you have like a little wedding cake if you wanted to. But you would never, if you have a 2-tier cake, you would never, this is too small, I don't have bigger ones. But, oh, I guess this is 8-inch. This is an 8-inch cake board. You would never use this size cake board for this size cake, and you would never use a cake board for a 2-tier cake. Now, I've done it. I shouldn't have done it, but I did. But it worked out fine. Everything worked out fine both times that I've done it. And I've made cakes at home with just a cake board. But you would definitely want your cake board. Now this is a thinner one too, right? If this was like if I have like a smaller cake or a cake that's not as heavy, I could get away with using this, okay? This board. So this is basically the cake board, but it's dressed up with like a foil to make it decorative, right? So look how much nicer it looks with the cake, with a nicer cake board than just a plain old one. So you can see why this one you use to decorate your cake, but the final look of the cake would be on a cake drum or something like this. So this is a cake drum, and it has the foil. It has, you know, it's thicker versus this one, which is like a cake board that's just dressed up. You can dress up these if you want. They have stuff for you to do it. Or you could use anything really to dress up a cake board. It doesn't have to be anything specific. But you can do that with this. And you can even take glue 2 or 3 together to make it thicker and more sturdier. That's why you want to use a cake drum, something thicker and sturdier for something like a 2-tier cake, right? Because you want to be able to hold it as well. You want to leave an inch of space as well. So that way, an inch or 2 of space, so that way you can hold it. If there's piping, you know, there won't be any issues with the cake at all. And it also, the cake drum is also what you will display your cake on. This will make the cake, the look of the cake is day and night with a cake board versus a cake drum. Some people like to, which I've done, but when you like realize how much nicer a cake looks with a decorative cake drum or something like the other one I showed you, using this, it just makes it look off. So it's an easy way to level up the look of your cake is to get something decorative like this or a cake drum. But you definitely want to, if your cake is heavy, you want a cake drum, and if you have a bigger cake, you want obviously a bigger cake drum because you're going to be transporting it and all that stuff. So I hope I explained this pretty good, just to give you a difference of what I wanted to show you was the difference between the boards. And also I wanted to say was that these boards, make sure when you're buying them that they are greaseless. You know, if you're going to be using them to display your cake, you want them to be greaseless, because if not, there'll be grease stains all around the cake. And that's not a good look either. So yeah, that's an important tip. But if you're just icing your cakes and you're throwing them away after you transport them onto a nicer board, then it's fine, you know. Or sometimes I'll cut them to size to put them in between if I need to. But that's another lesson. I'm trying to give y'all beginner tips here. beginner. Yeah, so I guess I'll end with that. Yeah, so yeah, that's the difference between cake boards and cake drums. I have these things linked in my either my Amazon shop or some kind of link there. I do have an Amazon storefront that you can see some of the things that I've purchased and that I've used over the years, that I still use. The nice thing about cake decorating supplies, they do last. Even though it is an expensive hobby, your stuff does last for a long time, just because, I don't know, I guess you're just delicate with it. I don't know, or, I don't know, but it does last. Maybe I don't make enough cakes. Who knows? If you're a home baker, drop it in the comments if your cake decorating supplies last a long time. All right, anyways, let me go and, she lost a sock. All right, you guys, take care. Look at some more of my other videos. Subscribe. Leave a comment. Show some love. Whatever it is that you feel on your heart to do. Yeah, take care. I'll be back again with some more videos.